Welcome back. There's a lot at stake for local schools next Tuesday, and this morning we're taking a closer look at one of the districts going to referendum.
Aaron Tarnutzer is the district administrator at McFarland Schools. He's joining us this morning. Now, Aaron, you're asking your voters there at McFarland for $5.25 million. This is mainly to pay staff. You've already made a lot of cuts. So after the April referendum failed, what's at stake for the McFarland community next week?
Thank you for the question. I appreciate the opportunity. Really at stake for our schools is asking themselves, how much are we able to invest of our own taxpayer money to keep our schools the quality that we've come to know for so many years?
Yeah, so when you see other communities, neighboring communities to McFarland, ask for figures like $600 million, where you're asking for $5 million just to keep some staff around. How does that feel?
Well, ultimately, it's really about the tax impact to your community. So some districts are much larger, have much larger numbers, but for us, it really is what it means for the taxpayer. And it is a significant ask when you're saying, will you be willing to pay more money? And in tough financial times, and the economy is looking up, so people are feeling more positive. However, they're still a little bit uncertain about what they're able to afford, yet they love their public school. They love their local public school, and certainly McFarland really is proud of our tradition of our school district.
I see, we've been doing some research, and we were reading that a majority of your population doesn't even have children. So
that's right.
How do you persuade those types of voters?
Yes, that's really important to acknowledge. About 70% of our community do not have current kids. Of course, some have grandkids. Many are graduates, you know, and so one thing I've been hearing from the community a lot is we feel like it's our turn. Someone did this for us, you know, and paid the taxes when we were kids or when our kids were growing up, and now it's our responsibility to step up and do that for them.
Okay, so break down the tax impacts here for folks in McFarland.
So in our last year data, the average home in McFarland was about $400,000. That was about the value. So that's a number we've been using. And so it slowly builds in 3 years, phases in, and by the end of those 3 years, it's $897 additional dollars per year per taxpayer for a $400,000 home.
And if this doesn't pass on Tuesday, I mean, we're talking about staff cuts.
We are. 80% of our budget is staff salary and benefits. So in the first year alone, we'd need to account for $2.5 million, which is the equivalent of about 36 staff members.
36.
All right, so a lot at stake on Tuesday. But Aaron, we want to thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you for the opportunity. Really appreciate it.
We're back right after this.